So second, I need to open the file.
Hello, dear students. Today we have another lesson. Today we're going to talk about several topics. So the first question that I'm going to ask is going to be about a very serious topic. The minimum wage should be 1,500 rubles per hour or $15 per hour. So let's get started. Daniel?
So I think that the minimum wage should be 1,500 ruble because in Russia we have a lot of things that cost really have a really big price, like some vegetables or fruits and a lot of else. So I think if a minimum wage be 1,500 rubles, and people can buy food and pay taxes and life and just life.
Oh, I mean, you mean live?
Live, yes, live.
Okay, so
Live
what you're saying, what you're saying, why the wage should be at least $15 is because the prices of many things are really high, right? Do you have any proof of that?
About
Do you have an example?
Example, I
Yes.
think meat. We have meat is have a really high cost. About
Okay, how much is meat in Moscow?
In Moscow.
Yes.
So good. I think good news from 500 rubles.
Okay.
Start from 500 rubles for 1 kilogram.
Okay. Klim, what do you say?
About prices for meat in Moscow market?
No, in general. What do you think about this question?
So, in my opinion, making minimum wage on 1,500 rubles per hour is not a good idea, because reason number one is that our country and other countries doesn't have any budget for this. If in Russia all people if in Russia the minimum salary will rise on this level, our country would not have money for another niches. That is why it is not good, as for me. The reason number two is that this government politic will kill the motivation between young people in our Russia, and because after these changes, after this change, everybody will get a really big salary, but for what work this salary would get. And the reason number three is that it is so unfair, because the result of this change will be a big amount of people who would not do anything on their job, but at the same time they will get really big money.
Okay, so
it sounds like a dream, but it is only a dream. It is not a real situation or a real something real which help people to improve the level of life in our country.
Okay, we'll come back to that. Daniel, get ready. Ismail, what do you think about it?
Okay. I think in the first place we should to know like information about other countries such as US, I mean European countries. Like in that in those countries which I mentioned like Europe and the US. So there is a minimum wage. I think if I'm not mistaken, it's like 10 euros per hour. So if we like exchange this amount of money into dollars or euros, it's I think higher than European countries. So I'm disagree with that it's minimum. I think like maximum it's possible to be like 16 $16 which is equals to 1,500 rubles in rubles. So I think it's maximum wage, not minimum. In Russian
So-
country, like in Soviet Union and countries like
So,
Tajikistan.
okay, should we raise the wages to $15 or not, to 1,500 rubles or not?
You mean this amount of money?
Yes, should we do this amount or not?
No, it's okay. I think in nowadays it's okay, but I don't know in the future maybe it will be minimum, minimum.
Okay, Daniel, what do you think about Claim's reasons or Ismail's reasons?
I think it's right. Of course. Of course, it's right. And that's all of I think.
Okay.
Mm,
Would you like to add anything else?
no, I wouldn't.
Okay, Claim, would you like to add anything else?
No.
So like if we support, for example, these high wages or high salaries, so here in this case we're talking about the minimum. So not that average, not the highest, but the minimum. So raising the federal minimum wage, like to anybody, not only a low minimum wage workers to afford basic living expenses, but would also reduce income, gender, and racial inequalities. Okay, the current minimum wage is not enough to allow people to afford housing in many places. So if we do not afford that to simple people, let's imagine if the people who do not have parents, the people who do not inherit something from their ancestors, maybe it's land, house, or something else, they will be left without house, or they will, I don't know, buy a house and they will mortgage and they will pay for 30 years their mortgages with their, let's say, a tiny salaries or wages. So that is like one reason that we should increase the salary or the wages. In 2022, a full-time worker, or 2023, or soon is going to be 2024, needs to earn an hourly wage of, let's say, like at least $15 or $20. Okay, so on average, to afford like a modest, like 2-bedroom housing in Moscow, let's say, and but if in other regions, yeah, that's okay. You can buy a house or a small apartment, which is not in the best shape, with less salary. But in Moscow, I think it is impossible. Most of the people who buy houses, they buy. I've never heard somebody who said that, oh, I work as a, I don't know, mechanic, or I work as a seller or shop assistant, and I'm gonna buy a house with this, or buy an apartment with this salary, because it's funny and ridiculous. So of course, why not? Rising salary would be an ideal for the population at all. That is why I do support it.
Yeah, definitely, that's correct. Because everyone needs like higher.
So let's go to question number 5 then.
Mhm.
So question of all people should have universal basic income, which is like a very like similar question to number 4. Universal means even if you do not work, you will get some money from the government. It's like whether it is support, whether it is, I don't know, debt, whether it is a cut of your salary from your future job. No matter how you get it, you're going to get some money, some amount of money. it means you're getting the same amount of money for living as the people who are working. So who supports this idea and who opposes this idea?
I want to support this idea.
Okay, start then.
Okay, so in my opinion, the idea about universal basic income for all citizens is so good. Reason number one is that it is the indicator of health and modern society, and only stable and big countries in our world could use this system. So
Yes.
the reason number two is that this system help people who would happen and who would not, people in bad situations, because it is situations when something going wrong in life and you need big money in a small amount of time. And the reason number three is that basic income for everyone will develop our society, because people could spend their free time, not only free time, their time for education, for science and other things, because they would have basic income for normal living, for rent their apartments, for food, for water, and for their clothes. And after this, they would change our life, our world.
Yes. Daniel, what do you say?
So I'm going to oppose this idea. Of course, this is right to give many people then they have a sick or something, in bad situation, live in bad situation. But first of all, in the world we have a lot of lazy people who are not going to work like for all time. They're just going to take this money, take this, I don't know, 6,000 rubles a week, and live with someone and not do something good, not working. And I think this is going to be very как сказать, обидно.
Обидно, sad.
This is going to be very sad for a guy who work like 40 hours a week on the job, maybe more, pay taxes, and he knows that some guy who taking drugs or not doing something bad have the same income like him. So,
okay.
it's also about.
But Daniel, if we use this system in society, the guys who don't do anything now will get basic income. The guys who get money right now, go to work every day, they will rise their income, because for example, now they get 50,000 rubles in amount, and on the next year they will write their income with basic income and their salary, and as a result they will get 70,000 rubles in amount. And I think in this situation it is not so unfair or sad for people who go to work every day.
This situation, yes, of course, but we still have people who taking drugs, and it's going to be easier for them to buy drugs.
Of course, yes, but I think that using drugs in our country, it is not so cheap, and I think that people who use drugs every week also get some money anywhere. I don't know where, but it is the prices for drugs in Russia now is so high. Or of course we could find so cheap drugs, but I think it's not. It is so bad idea. I don't know.
Okay.
Drugs is bad idea too. Just taking drugs bad idea.
Okay. I see. But like there are some really pros and cons in this point. That is why like this question appeared. Like that's why people are discussing this question, because there are some pros, like really good advantages to this question. Okay, Ismail, what do you think?
Okay, if we say like I think in my opinion it drops like unemployment rate in a specific country, such as like if we take like our countries such as Tajikistan and Russia, some I think it's helpful because you know every person needs like food every day. He needs like electricity or transportation, so on. But if like governments provide with some of needs, like not like money cash, but and with just electricity, they can drop the electricity. They like provide with a home or something like that. It will be useful, I think, and helpful for people in order to manage their life, or in order to take care of their like their living styles or living.
Okay.
How can I say?
That is the answer to Daniel's question. That, like you said, if you give them money, they are going to spend it on the drugs and something like that. Good answer. So you cannot literally give them money, but you can offer them goods, products. Okay, if they need certain like 10 kilograms of potatoes every week, you just give them 10 kilograms of potatoes, but not money. Or maybe you give them like Daniel was saying, like you can spend it on other things, misuse the budgets of the government, but you can give them special cards that they can use to pay only for useful things, not for alcohol, not for drugs, not for cigarettes, and for some other bullshit stuff. So they can spend it on basic things.
Or
Why
you
not?
can get them special cards on drugs.
Yes,
Everybody
and
could have a choice.
yes, and also the universal basic income reduces poverty and income inequality. Do you understand? Nowadays, somebody is making, let's say, $300, $500, and somebody is making $5,000 a month in Russia, I mean. So, but if you put everybody in UBA, universal basic income, it reduces their level of poverty, which means now even unemployed people are getting $500 every month. So, which means less poor people in the government, and it also improves physical and mental health of people. Physical, it means when they have some problem with their health. Physically, I mean, they can stop, get a rest, and or if they do not have house or a place to live, or they do not have some money to pay for their medical care, so they can go to the government institutions and get in a better shape, which means that they will be a workforce of the government and will make more money, pay taxes, which means they will be a very healthy member of the government, citizen of the government. On the other hand, when they are sick and they do not have money to pay for their medical treatments, they will not treat their diseases, which means they will end up dying, or if they die early and do not work for many years and pay taxes to the government, which means the government is going to make less money. And even if they if they do not die, but they cannot get really the necessary cure or treatment, they will be unhealthy members of the society, of the government, I mean. And it means they cannot do some really hard and heavy jobs and do not make a lot of money, and cannot pay too much taxes, which of course means it harms the government. That is why that is one big advantage of putting all citizens of the government on universal basic income. And if we go to the, let's say, to the opposite side, universal basic income takes money from the poor and gives it to everyone, increasing the poverty and depriving the poor of much needed targeted support. Yeah, in this case, here it says if the government does not want to put all citizens on universal basic income, it can help the really poor people, but not everybody. Some people may not have a job, but they are in a good shape. They're not poor. Maybe they have a place to live, but they just unemployed. They're just unemployed. If the government puts or invests or allocates certain amount of its budgets to this group of people, it means they will probably take some amount of the budget from the bank accounts of really poor people. So here's another thing. Then you can use it to oppose this idea. So another thing.
Of course, you're
Yes.
right, Mike, but if you talk about your native country or Russia, I don't know when this situation will happen in Russia and your native country, because now the economic situation in your native country in Russia is so bad, and for development, this economic niche in our countries should get a real big money, but I don't know. I don't know when it happened and from what sphere this money could get.
Yeah, and also
in your native country,
that is
medicine is also free, like in Russia, but the quality is not so good. Yeah.
Today we have, I'm recording this live lesson, but I'm gonna tell you how everything is there. So
Okay.
if you don't have money, it's worse than free. So that is what I'm gonna tell you in private lesson, not today. No,
Okay.
that's not. It should be free on paper. It is free. So in reality, it's different. So I'm going to give another reason for supporting universal basic income. Universal basic income leads to positive job growth and lower school dropout rates. Do you understand that most people in Russia and the USA, they cannot afford going to college, going to high schools, because but if even their parents do not have jobs, they are on universal basic incomes, they can still make some money. The parents can pay for these people, so they will not drop out of schools and universities, which means they're going to be more professional people in the future. Of course, do better job, pay more taxes, government gets rich, right? But the opposite of this could be that universal basic income probably will be too expensive. If we focus on, let's say, USA, a 2018 study found that a $1,000 a month stipend to every adult in the United States would cost about $3.81 trillion per year, or about 21% of the 2018 GDP, or about 78% of a 2018 tax revenue. Can you imagine if they pay $1,000 to an adult in the USA per month, which is not an ideal salary or wage or something like that? It's just, it barely covers your basic incomes, your basic necessities. But if they do it for 1 year, it's gonna cost about 78% of the budget that comes from the taxes. Can you imagine? So it literally reaps out the government. That's another reason why not to support. So, okay. Let me ask you the next question, because I'm the one who is giving all the reasons. Not good. Okay. Next one. Sex work should be legal. Okay. I have told that I'm gonna discuss this with Klim. Klim, are you gonna support it or oppose it?
I want to support it.
Go ahead. Start, please.
So let's start. In my opinion, sex workers in our world in 21st century should be legal in all countries, because it is so big niche, but now this niche is illegal in the most biggest countries in our world. And of course, it is so big niche with big money, and if this niche will be legal, government will get a real big taxes from this. And of course, the workers who work in this maybe not maybe unusual profession also need support from government, because they are the same with another people, and they are also have their rights. And of course, we should admire this profession because it is one of the most oldest professions in our world. Of course, I agree with you that it is not a good profession, but it is the rules of our crazy modern world.
Okay, is that 8?
Yeah.
Okay, so I understand your points. And when you said that it should be legal and increase taxes, I think it should be only for a short, it will be only for a short period of time. And you cannot build, you can build taxes, you can get more taxes and so on, but you cannot build society and nation on these things just by taking taxes or accepting taxes from a society who has no moral, who has no standards, who has no principles. Like, what are you going to expect from this society in the future? Like nowadays, a lot of things, a lot of people in many societies are triggered by emotional, by cultural, by traditional things. And if you take everything from them, and are they going to care about like taxes or something like that? No, they are not. And yes, so the only reason people pay, let's say, a lot of money, it is because it's like it's regarded, it's like considered something valuable. But when you make it like in the supermarket, then it's going to be valueless, in my opinion. And a society who interact with this kind of in this kind of way, they're going to have no moralities. Then when we are talking about patriotism, when you are talking about the pride of the nation, and like, where do these things go? Where? I think like if you have some moral standards and principles, then these things make sense. If you don't have any of these things, like what are other things then? Like, what is it? Is it something like, I don't know, what it gives you? So that is why I think it loses its meaning. And on the other hand, like a policy prescription that like codifies such as pernicious form of violence against, it's going to be a violence against women, normalizes the act of buying sex, also debases men by assuming that they are entitled to access women's bodies for sexual gratifications. If paying for sex is normalized,
no, of course, but if this niche will be legal, the quality of this profession will rise, because something it is something bad, something dangerous, something something which could not be managed by government. But if it will be legal, the workers, the women who work in this niche will have their rights, will have more safety in their work, and think it is so good. And of course, government will develop for this profession special laws, and these laws would save women from bad guys.
Okay, we will get into it. Let's take it saves from bad guys and bad everything. But if paying for sex is normalized, then every young boy will learn that women and girls are commodities to be bought and sold.
Of course,
What do you think about that?
Of course, it is so bad for sex nowadays, and it is bad for your mental health, because it is something which destroy your soul. But why why this profession is so popular in our super smart modern world with high technologies? Why this profession is so popular? And I know the answer to this question, because on one hand it is something bad, on other hand it is super needed thing for our society.
Why do you think so?
Because it is super popular. When something want somebody, there are a lot of
demand.
Yeah, there are a lot of demand. Of course, it is the indicator that millions of men in our world have problems with their mental health, with their brains, but they really want to pay for sex.
But this is called short-term fix, which in a long run is going to destroy man and woman. As our word mentioned, they're going to be sold and bought as commodities, and they're treated as commodities, not as humans. First thing. And prostitutes, being a prostitute is a humiliation. And when you legalize it, you're going to just condone this humiliation. It's going to proven humiliation that now you can buy and sell and so on. It doesn't matter whether you have some paper from the, what are you gonna do with the people? Like, you want to tell the people, oh, she has a paper from like from medical center. Now you should respect her. No. And on the other hand, that's gonna make men even weaker when they're like a teenagers. Instead of like, I gotta work, I gotta study, I gotta train, I gotta get a house and get a car, then I can get a girl. And on the other hand, when some douchebag loser who's like working somewhere, you can pay $100 and buy a woman for a night, then this teenager, let's say, or young man will never like think that he needs to work really hard to access this. And the woman and the female is gonna, all female, they are going to lose their value. They are going to be just, oh, it just costs $100. Why should I work hard? Why should I learn some stuff? Why should I get a millionaire? No, like I can't just make $100 being a loser and get a woman. That's gonna be the most bullshit thing in the human history, in my opinion. And they're gonna make weak men. They never like train hard, become rich, powerful. They never want to fight for anything. Why should they fight for something when it's so cheap and you can get it like for $100? It's going to create weak and moralless, valueless, and brainless men in the future. And if a small country who has morals and very strong beliefs and who train hard and who have really high standards, they're going to destroy billions of these men who buy and sell sexes, because I've never worked on anything so hard to obtain something valuable. So that is my take.
Of course, you're right. And you could all these things about what you said is the indicators of that our world are going crazy nowadays, and our future would be so dangerous and harmful for everybody, for male, for female, and for everybody. And I think that the government nowadays should invest money in social politics in all countries and help teenagers, adults, people to keep their brains in moral walls.
Yes, yes, I understand. Or maybe buy an island and go there together. Okay. So, Ismail, what do you think about our words? What is your take?
I don't have any idea about the topic.
Come on, that is, I was right about it. So we did a good job that we discussed it together.
Yes.
So let's go to the next one. Next one is going to be abortion should be banned. This is our last topic. Abortion should be banned, and Daniel is going to support it, right?
No, I oppose it.
Ah, you oppose it?
I support aborts.
Okay. Go ahead. So
Okay.
let's go. Start, Daniel.
So in the life, we have a lot of different strange situations. And the first of all is that the girl can be raped and start to be pregnant, and she don't want children, and she's like maybe 15 or something, and she's been raped, and now she's going to have children, and she don't want it. And in this situation, both is good. The second one, in the world, we have a lot of bad families there, and they don't have money for their children. It means that maybe children are going to live in the special place without parents, or children going to reach out, going to eat something bad. Like,
They cannot take care. They cannot take care of the child in the best shape and form, right? So they're like he's gonna be illiterate, does not go to school, maybe not to college, maybe do some drugs and become alcoholic and so on because their parents are not intellectual enough, right? What do you mean that?
Yes.
Okay.
And the third is that if we ban aborts, it's not mean that abortion. It's not mean that abortion stop in your country. It means that we're going to have some strange place in some flats, someone's flats, where people going to do this kind of operation, this bad poor equipment, and this is going to be worse for health and for people in your government. That's all.
Okay, the Klim.
He
mentioned some smart things.
Yeah. I think that Daniel said some smart things, so modern things, but I have another opinion on all these things. And for me, making aborts, it is something the same. Like
I'm sorry. I need to open the door. Sorry.
Okay, it is something the same with killing somebody, because life begins at conception, and making abortion murder. For example, if some girl pregnant nowadays, small human inside her alive, and when you do abort, this life will end.
Will be removed, right?
Yeah. And of course, there's a number two, is that there are a lot of illegal aborts in our world, and aborts is so harmful for health of teenagers, of young girls, and women's, and there are a lot of women in our world who have problems with their health and after birth, and in adult life they couldn't have
children.
do
Yes, they cannot
do it.
have children, right?
Yeah, they couldn't have children, and it is a really bad problem because making children, it is normal, and it is the part of our life, and it is the reason why we burned on this
Planet.
planet. Yeah.
Cool. Did you finish?
And of course, so much religions in our world don't support it. Every religion don't support never aborts in our world.
Okay. Abortion. Ismail, what do you think about it? Do you support or oppose this case? Your microphone is off.
I suppose this. I mean this idea. So because everyone needs like to right. I mean right to be alive in this life. If like we like it's like an example of this or killing someone with your like medicine or with your hand because you eat medicine with your hand. So I think abortion should be should be banned and medical staffs like hospitals, so they need to stop this process and they should like to inform every mothers or every girls to uh, about like about positive about advantages of disadvantages of abortion, so they can like they will be maybe after sometimes they will be disagree, so they can be satisfied for having another like kid, so it should be banned.
It should be banned, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Daniel, what do you say about this?
Like I say, if they're going to ban abortions, it's not mean it's stopped. It's like this everything. It's this drugs, this alcohol, this cigarettes, and this abortion, and there's a lot of things like this. If they ban this, it's not going to stop. It's just going to be illegal, and these operations start doing in some strange place. Like, and it's going to be worse for health people.
Okay.
Daniel,
If we
Daniel, could you repeat, please? So your idea that illegal abort should be banned, but legal aborts
Yes,
in
yes.
special medicine centers should be approved by our society. Yeah.
Yes, right.
I think when somebody has been raped and like it's again it's a short-term fix. It's not gonna fix the societal problem. It's not gonna make us better people just because somebody got raped and she deleted her baby. So that's not like the solution to the problem. We need to get to a level that we can, for example, help men to become real men so that they do not rape somebody. That is the basic issue. If he is a loser, a lunatic, a stupid person, man, then he's gonna like rape somebody. But if he's a man, he never will do it. So we will protect men and girls and wives and moms. That is a horrible person. And like there should be some really big consequences for this person. I think this person should be found and investigated. And if he has anything, he should like all of these properties should be sold and given to this woman so that this woman can take care of this child for as long as it is possible. If not, he should be forced to officially like prove that he can donate certain big amount of money to that woman so that the woman can take care of the child, not the abortion. And the woman doesn't want this, something like that. In this case, I think we should agree. So if she doesn't really want, we should also agree with that. And about the cases that a lot of people, if it is illegal, are going to do it in worse occasions, which is going to be very terrible and harmful to both to the woman especially. In this case, I think it should be considered, and this woman, I agree with Daniel that they should be listened to, and the fact or their situation, specific situation, should be considered and regarded as a special occasions, and it should be handled the abortion and that under the survey or under the watch of medical professionals. In this case, I agree with Daniels. But on other hand, we should solve the root of the problem, not that, yes, that if somebody is doing this, it's horrible person, horrible man. So abortion is not going to solve this problem. For today, we finished this topic, and I will send you new topics and we'll discuss in our next lesson. Thank you so much for participating and preparing or not preparing.
Thank you. Have a good day. Bye bye.
Thank you. Have a good evening. All the best. Goodbye.